This is a 1934 Brewster enclosed drive sedan. This car matters because it is one of two produced out of 135 Brewsters that were made total production. So they only built two in the 5-passenger sedan body style. So the car is built on a 34 Ford chassis. Brewster was the bodybuilder for Rolls-Royce, but Rolls-Royce shut down their chassis plant in 1933. So Brewster bought 135 Ford chassis and put their bodies on the Ford chassis. So this was one of those cars, and that was a total production for a 3-year period of time. When they bought the chassis were 115 or 112-inch wheelbase, but Brewster stretched the chassis 15 inches. So this is a 127-inch wheelbase car. And going back in here, this is the stock Ford firewall, but the aluminum Brewster bodywork came around and was formed over top of the Ford firewall, and that's how they connected it. Any body style sold for $3,500, and the information that they handed out said that the cars weighed 3,500 pounds and sold for $1 a pound. One of the things which makes this car unusual and unique is the heart-shaped radiator, and it's probably the only car that has one that's that severe. There are other ones maybe that have a heart-shaped grille, but it's not nearly as severe as that. This car has leather trim paneling, green leather trim paneling on the seats, which is easily better to see in the back seat. And out of all the cars that we've looked at, which is about 50 cars altogether, we've only found 2 that have the leather trim on the seats. We like to think of it as an original piece. Most people think of it as rough, but we like original. We like original cars. We try to do everything we possibly can to keep it as original as possible. So if we have to do any mechanical work or anything like that, we try to make sure that we put back the rusty bolts and the greasy bolts and things like that to keep it as close to original as we can. And we have a friend who lived in Atlanta, and he had a Brewster, and that was the first Brewster that I saw. I was on my way to Lancaster, about 15 miles from where I live, to pick up my future wife for a date. And I found this sitting on a used car lot, and I showed up 2 hours late with a bill of sale for a car. My name's Don Weir, and this car matters.